Hey everybody, it's Lynn from A Bit of Birdsong. I am here with the final project that I completed from these collage pages that I did, collage, and it started out with the jelly plate. I went ahead and made an e-zine or image zine for, it's really for October, late as it is, / fall. I did not do anything Halloween related this year. I didn't get a full September, October, effort into this. I don't know, the last 4 months have been pretty busy. I have a new grandson. He's 3 months old now. And of course, all of the COVID stuff has been going on. I have been through, I really just went through a job change like overnight, and it has come and gone. I'm not there anymore, and that's just not like me. But I knew right away it wasn't for me, and there's a recent video talking about that on my playlist called From the Ground Up. Anyway, I think these turned out really pretty. Let me get my focus back on these. Let's just flip through and show you what these are. So let's pull the cover back out. I don't know why I have been so drawn to orange and gold and black and brown and just the fall colors. This is the cover page, and I make these so that they can be folded in half and you can just stitch up a little journal like I did with this. I want to say, as a side note, I took down all my listings for printing these for other people right now. Even though I have cleaned my printer 10 times, I'm getting these lines from the rollers. My printer is an inexpensive Hewlett-Packard, and it has been off the charts reliable and amazing. It's just an inkjet. I love it. But I don't feel like I should send out purchased copies with these lines. Now, granted, they're straight. You could journal on top of that. So if you really, really want me to print you one, get in touch with me at abitofbirdsong@gmail.com. I'm not gonna. These are gonna go back into the listing once I have a new printer. But for right now, I'm not gonna list that. So that's the cover page. This is just an extra page. If you want to print both sides of your image zine and have something kind of light with just the colors that you can write on top of. Oh, and let me mention something here in the mentionables on the back page. I've got some thank yous here. My YouTube family, of course. Heartfelt prayers with those of you who are struggling, and those of you who are going through really huge things, you know who you are. I don't need to say anything about names, but know that I'm praying for you. And I don't know, I feel so insignificant and unworthy in that sense, but I do think every prayer is heard. And another is just, I love hearing from you. Reach out to me on social media platforms. A Bit of Birdsong is usually the way to find me on those platforms. That sounded slurry. This is ginger ale, that's all. Usually is what I was saying. Also, some of these images came from a website called Graphics Monarch, and it's a beautiful blog on Blogspot. A lot of free graphics on there. Definitely have to give credit where credit is due and give a shout out to that. So, and I will link that in the video. I wanted to say that for sure, because it's good to give credit where credit is due. So this is the third page, and you can see the collage that I was working on. Little bits of paper, all the different paint splatters. That's the jelly image, gel press image all the way in the background. This is an image from a turn of the century magazine that I have, so I just took the background away from that. This is the fourth page that I made, and we've got some poetry here by Elizabeth Barrett Browning. I wrote to everyone, and I wanted it to be in this messy, scribbly handwriting to look more old or faded or whatever. My dear friends, thank you for being here with me through ups and downs, good and not so good. You keep me going and make it worth it. Happy fall. We must show love and be the change we want to see in the world. And then, so there's something really sort of greenish, odd, bizarre about this page. I think it's the paint behind her. I started to redo it and then I didn't. October is almost over. These images, you can use these pages, like if you want this to be a book page, it can be a book page. You could also print this one out and cut things out of it. These are quotations from Shakespeare. Upon those boughs which shake against the cold, when yellow leaves or none or few do hang, bare ruined choirs where late the sweet birds sang. So it's just a few lines from poetry. You can see the rooster there, and that is from the graphics Monarch, that beautiful Victorian hand with the rose. I'm going to include it, just fold it up and put it in there like a book page. Let's get these in the order that I created them in. And then I love the way this turned out. This is one of the pages. You can see the paint marks. It started on the jelly plate or the gel press plate, and there's a layer of really gauzy material there on top of the acrylic paint. These are some different flower images that I put on digitally, and then some really vintage bird images that I worked on a little bit on the computer. And you might recognize that as one of the ink stamps that I use a lot. And another, there's a bird, another image of the rooster. You can see the scribbling there, and you might remember where we worked on that in the last two videos. And then this, I love this. Look at the huge Victorian bird cage. Kind of did not a perfect job, but I took the background out, and I just like the way that fits in kind of messily. And these beautiful old images of the birds. I went with a lot of fall colors with this, and I feel like I'm caught up on the image zine right now. I want to go ahead and definitely start working on November, December. My goal is to have it published in November, and I probably am not too hard on myself with it because I know it's free and I know it's going to stay on my website hopefully, and the years roll around and they will be there for future use, and you can pick and choose pages from different ones that you want to use. Again though, I really do want to get an official true image zine done, and I've been thinking about ways that I can incorporate from other people. If you want to submit anything like pictures of your work, and Sandra recently sent me some pictures of her work that is absolutely beautiful. I took some pictures of a journal that Gail had in the Scrap Exchange a while back, a beautiful carousel journal that she was working on. You know, I'm still, that's in the early thinking stages. So I don't know, if you want to collaborate or submit some things, I'm really thinking about including more in the image zine. So July, August, I didn't publish one at all. I scanned 2 large scrapbook pages from an old scrapbook that I have in my collection and put those on the blog, you know, standing in for the work that I would normally have done for the image zine. Just with the new baby and COVID and everything with work, I was not able to fit it in, and emotionally I didn't have the space to work on it. And I've learned to try to be kind to myself if I can, while still doing as much as I can to keep my end of the bargain with everything. So I love this. She's kind of big, but I like her. You could cut her out, glue her onto something, and make a really cute tag. That's from the graphics Monarch. So is that rooster. Some of these are from different areas, images from my collection, things that I've amassed from years of searching, like royalty-free images and copyright-free. So that is the free image zine. It's on my website. I will put a link to that. And I don't know, maybe this will get all of these fall colors out of my system. I needed to do this. I think this would be really pretty also printed on like a cream color paper. I put together a journal for myself. Sandra recently sent me a gorgeous package, and this owl was on the front of the package. It was so neat. It was wrapped so neatly. I didn't even want to disturb the wrapping, but I had to open it, and oh my goodness, absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much. But this little steampunk owl, and it was pretty handy to take him right off of the package and put him here. And then there's just a little bead that has some botanical images on it. I've been enjoying these velvet sort of leaves. They're, I think, off of a poinsettia. I don't know, this is able to be fall colors and still maybe just step a few inches into the realm of pinks or purples and you can still get away with it. This journal seems a little bit lopsided, and I think it's because of the way the fabric is cut here. Anyway, it will do. I have this pretty pocket inside for my pen so that I can put this by the couch and journal while I'm sitting there at night with Jason. And you've seen all this before. These are the pages sewn in. I included my originals in here just to have everything together. So, you know, you might see two of something. And I turned some of the pages different ways. This is an original. That's one of the scans. I have some white space to write on. There you can see that gauze that I put down. That's the actual collage page before scanning it and adding extra layers. So the bird and all of this white space. I love this. This is a vintage book page from the early 1900s, and it's just an illustration of oranges. I guess oranges are a summer fruit, but I feel like the color just, it was just calling to me, and it fits. You have the two birds here, and then the little Red Riding Hood. Just orange space. I can definitely do some more work on that. This is the original and this is the printed, and you can see the way they're folded. They just run right together. So I think it's pretty cool to see the difference in the original color orange and then after it was scanned and then printed from my printer. So you have to wonder where I would need to change the settings, if it's in the scanner, or I just don't know if the way my computer saved it. It's interesting, but I like it. I still like this just fine. And there's the center, just some orange jute. There's the other part of that page. There's the letter again. I will collage over one of these. I only need one copy in here. So this gives me a late October, last few days of October, November journal for myself to work in. I feel like the words inside of me right now are just, they're overflowing because I'm wanting so much to make everything work from home, and I know the potential is there, and my goodness, the support that I have from my channel, from my friends online, that has been tremendous. I have so much I want to do. It takes real commitment, though, to make a business at home work for you and produce enough income to live off of. I have to work this like it's a real job. I can't take naps and say, oh, well, I've got all day. No, you have to set financial goals, you have to set business goals, and then you have to treat it just as if you were somewhere else working for somebody else. You have to work for yourself, and you have to be stern with yourself sometimes. So I love the way this turned out. Again, there's the original collage. I can feel the acrylic paint. There's the other page, the one I scanned and then printed. Oh, wow. So after, wait, is that two in a row there? So I will collage over one of those. Let's go back and look at the beginning of that. Yeah, there we go. She's covering up. You can tell that's the same. That's the original. You can feel the alcohol ink there. I am going to add so much to this. So I will definitely be bringing this to the art table to write in, journal in. This is my November journal that I'll be using for myself. Hopefully, after Poetic Rust, after this, after the image zine, maybe orange is out of my system for a little while. You're probably tired of seeing it. Thank you for being willing to be orange with me for a while. I'm going to go and try to get this posted so that all of the videos in this little set are up, and I will be back really soon. Thank you for watching, and thank you to new subscribers. I'm so glad you're here. Bye for now.